Should you get the Sony A7 III or the Canon 1DX Mark II? Kind of an odd matchup, but I get the question for sure because they're in the same price range. Without a doubt, I'm saying the Sony A7 III. Sony A7 III, super reliable workhorse camera. I've talked very highly about it and I will continue to. For around that $1,100 range, this is really nice. And like most DSLR to mirrorless comparisons, the DSLR just falls behind. It's just outdated, that's really it. But I will say I really like the 1DX for two different things that it has up on the A7 III. It shoots at a 16 frames per second continuous shooting speed, which is really impressive. And according to what I was seeing online, the battery on the 1DX Mark II absolutely smokes the Sony A7 III. But that's kind of where that conversation ends. The 1DX body is way bigger than the A7 III, which is not a good thing. And it's just outdated. The autofocus on the 1DX Mark II is slower. It's missing certain features that are kind of helpful, like IBIS. It doesn't perform as well in low light situations. Doesn't have eye tracking autofocus. But the number one distinction between these two cameras is that the 1DX has been around for such a long time. Even though you can get it a little bit lower than the A7 III on the used market, just on these examples that I have, if you look at the shutter count, almost all of these are well over 100,000. On the A7 III, you can still get some sub 10,000 for the $1,100 to $1,200 range. And just me personally, shutter count is just kind of like mileage. I definitely wouldn't buy a camera with over 100,000 shutter count for my main workhorse. But don't get it twisted. I'm not a big fan of DSLRs in 2025 at all. But the 1DX series seems to be very solid. But in terms of this matchup, A7 III for sure. If you have any other questions, make sure to ask those down in the comments. Make sure to drop a follow for daily camera videos.